Welcome to Life Hacks Beyond Convention with Dee and Sonia. Yes.
Yeah, it's interesting because I've just been like when you pop on my feed, I just watch it, and usually, and I thought, yeah, we go all over the place, and most of it's, well, I just think that's the sort of thing. Sometimes I just tune into people like that who just
Yeah.
chat.
I'm
So,
hoping people feel it like they're just having a coffee with us too. And
yeah,
certainly once the video's out there, there's opportunity to respond and share
mm,
ideas or go, oh, wow,
mm,
I hadn't thought of that. Like, yeah, we do with each other. Um,
mm,
Yeah. And we do hopefully guide others if they're going to watch it on overcoming different issues, understanding
mm,
where earlier generations came from and why they think they do
mm,
about use of telephones and all sorts of funny things like that. So
mm,
yeah, it's interesting to follow the demographics of who watches as it changes because the
mm.
algorithm was sort of feeding stuff out, I think, fairly randomly, and hopefully now it'll be able to hone it a little bit.
Wow, I'm fascinated that you have a high US.
I think it's just population. I don't think it's anything. And well, the other thing is I hadn't put location in on a lot of them, so it might
Mm,
get more Australians. What has surprised me, even though I know we're outliers from age group wise,
mm,
most of the people using YouTube are younger than us. So female is now 56.2%. Early on, it was male in the 90s. And the reality
wow.
is, I wasn't producing any content then. So I would say that the primary users might be male in general. And so
Mm,
they're fed all sorts of things
mm,
because that was really high. And I'm like, why? So that's changed considerably.
mm.
The highest age group is 25 to 34. Now, if you asked me the target market I had, I would have said um, probably 45 to 54 or 35 to 44 at a stretch, not the younger ones. So
Mm.
they're 34% of the audience. So maybe it's,
So is it really Granny Knows Best?
well, it kind of is a little bit maybe
Mm.
too. And that
Mm.
may change
And
over
if Mama
time.
says no, ask Grandma.
Yeah. And then there was a huge cohort of the United States as far as geographically. That's currently just under 20%. Australia, 16%.
Oh,
UK,
yeah.
8.7.
Which one was 8.7?
UK,
UK.
United Kingdom, and Canada and Germany 3.4 each. And after that, it's, yeah, India, there's a 1%. Yeah, it's all sorts of things. So
Mm.
it's the algorithm is gradually honing that
Mm.
down. And
Mm.
and I suspect the US interest would be the fact that we're Australian and it's different from them. So there's
Mm.
a lot of curiosity about that. So
Mm.
yeah. So
Mm.
I wish I'd taken screenshots early on so I could show the comparison, but I didn't. Wasn't that clever?
Mm. So if there's
Yeah.
any new YouTubers out there,
Yes.
screenshot at the start.
So it'll be interesting to see with all the extra data I've provided whether that starts to change it too.
Mm. It is interesting
Yeah, yeah,
to hear all the different data.
yeah.
Mm.
If we can be useful to young people, then
Mm.
oh, that's brilliant. I love
Mm.
that.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Not just nattering over a coffee, but actually if we help anyone, even in
Mm.
little ways. Yeah,
Mm.
be nice.
I had somebody say something to me recently, and he just said, one of the most useful things you've ever told me, Sonia, so this was a younger person,
Mm,
was that we were talking about the expectations we have in when we're living with other people. So, when you're in a house and sharing your space, basically. So it could either be husband and wife, but it could be anybody that's sharing a house.
mhm.
And we were talking about the differences, how we all have different expectations of tidiness and etc., etc. And one of the things apparently that I said to him was, well, I guess we've got to own what our own expectations are. So, for example, if it's really important to you that the kitchen is spotless. I mean, there's a difference between just cleaning up after yourself, but if it's important to you that the kitchen's is spotless, maybe you have to own that expectation, and you're the one that's got to get it to that state every time.
Yeah.
So whatever it is that your expectations are, you can't expect that the other person is necessarily going to live up to what you like and how
Yes.
you want it. Yeah. And I thought, oh, isn't that interesting? He just said, yeah, that was one of the most helpful things that has really helped him as he's navigated, living with other people.
Yeah.
It's like, well, they don't need it as spotless as what I need it. So there is a common expectation. Obviously, we can't just be slobs when we're sharing a house. We do need to pick up after ourselves to a certain degree and all of that. But if what you want is it to be spot on, then you need to make it spot on.
Or at least communicate your needs so you can negotiate. Well, I'll look after the kitchen then, but what are you going to do in exchange? I know a young woman who's in a share house, uni share house, where they set up the group. The uni sets up who lives there. And the issues they're having with, you're on rubbish collection this week, you're on dishes, and some of those pots just won't do their share at all.
Yeah, it's difficult, isn't it? Because we do need to realise that there are certain communal areas, and we do need to be responsible for our own stuff.
Yeah. But
we do need to put our rubbish out or whatever it is. Yeah.
And the entitlement just because they've never had to do it before. Once again, it comes back to that. They're not getting that on-ground education because they're not at home with parents enough to see the jobs done. Hit the subscribe button below if you want to follow Life Hacks Beyond Convention.